Okay, hey Sagittarius, happy November. Happy birthday to some of you. All right, fantastic. All right, so let's get rolling, see what's going on for November. We're going to look at most significant thing that wants to come out. Most likely love, but if it's other general messages, I will mention those as well as I see if anything comes out. All right, so let's see. Sagittarius, November, please. November, what is going on significantly for Sagittarius in November? Sagittarius, please. What is the most significant thing going on for Sagittarius in November? General messages. Whatever wants to come out for Sagittarius. Okay, here we go. So we have the King of Wands. All right, so that possibly could be you. All right, it is fire energy. It could be someone you are dealing with as well. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more here. We have the Fool. All right, so some sort of risk-taking here, some sort of new adventure, especially the King of Wands, you know, very fiery, things like that, ambitious. You know, this King of Wands, this one stands, you know, he's not seated in a throne or anything like that. So like ready for adventure. That's what I see going on here. All right, so let's see what else we got. Or not. Okay, I would say that. So we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, so the Four of Pentacles is a little bit more kind of holding back, a little more conservative, maybe, you know, just sort of not really, you know, wanting to open up, you know, possibly. Now, what's interesting too is this is a female, so like if it is love, it could be, because this is in the base of the reading, so this is more like what's kind of going on, you know, sort of subconsciously, you know, so you could be kind of holding back a little bit. Security might be a main concern for you right now. So you might be working on your financial security and things like that. And isn't that about like when you know, you're working on your financial security yourself and all these things, and then bam, you know, here comes this like intriguing, you know, risk-taking kind of, you know, magnetic, you know, King of Wands, very magnetic. In the recent past, you have the Three of Swords. So yeah, there could have been, that makes sense too. So, you know, there could have been some sort of third-party situation here, or some disappointment, or just not great energy, right, in the recent past. So sure, that could make a little bit of sense why you're not sort of like, hey, you know, come on over, you know. You have the Ten of Cups here, though, crowning the reading. So the Ten of Cups is a very, very nice card. You know, it's like the little couple and the little baby, you know, so that's pretty nice. So the Ten of Cups is typically about emotional fulfillment, you know, that kind of thing. So this might be, we'll see how this goes. It might be worth kind of being a little bit open, a little more vulnerable, you know, to this situation. We'll see. Ooh, you have the Hermit. Hi, Hermit. So it could be he's just kind of hot in this deck. I don't know what it is. Okay, it's like hot Jesus. You know? Okay, so the Hermit. And no offense, you know, sorry if that was offensive. Okay. But you know, usually the Jesus paintings, he's kind of hot, right? I mean, you gotta say, you know, I don't mean it in a sacrilege way. All right, I love Jesus. Okay, so the Hermit, Virgo. Okay, so but this Hermit is different. Okay, this Hermit's like coming out of the cave. All right, so typically the Hermit's sort of like, you know, kind of going in within and all that sort of thing, going to be withdrawn. So I feel like you or somebody here has been withdrawn with this Three of Swords in the recent past, but now is like coming out of the cave. All right, and look, we got that, you know, the wand again, which is fire. Fire is always about like that extra, it's kind of like spirit or what have you, right? Because all the other tools and tarots are like tangibles, but you know, fire is like the fire. So it's like, I feel like this person's coming out of the cave. They've got their little light now, you know, they know they have a diamond in their heart. So it's like symbolizes like purity and wisdom and all those things. So they're coming out of the cave. All right. We also have Justice at the bottom of the deck, by the way. So that is Libra energy. And we have Virgo here. Okay. So let's see. So you have the Two of Wands. So yeah, you could have some choices recently. And, you know, I feel like with this Three of Swords, honestly, whatever that is in the past, it looks like you've moved beyond it. All right. Because you have the Two of Swords. That is a lot of times having options or choices. It looks like you've chosen one here. Sure, there's still a little bit of a barrier, you know, to get to exactly where you want to go. But at least, you know, you've made a choice and you're going to start working. And again, like the hand on frickin' wand. You know, it's like having the fire, you know, fire in your hand kind of thing. Right on. Ten of Sagittarius, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in this reading. This is fantastic. So this is about, like, this month might be really, really a good month for you. All right, you've got like this wisdom here. You've got this like magnetism. You've got this sense of like risk and adventure. You've got this sense of emotional security, financial security. This is fantastic. Wow, go Sagittarius. All right. So what are you afraid of? You're afraid of the Four of Swords. All right. So some of you may be afraid to actually go within and look at this stuff a little bit more. Because the Four of Swords to me is about, you know, we've got three swords and then one that makes four swords stuff, right? All right. So the Three of Swords is about heartbreak, disappointment, things like that. But the extra sword is the Ace of Swords, which is your truth, your power, you know, that kind of deal. So that's why we go within. We go within to look at this. Like, what was this crap? Why did we get here? You know, and we see it for what it is, and then we arise with our Ace of Swords, and we're ready to start anew with our power, all right, and our truth, and all this. You know, we're honest with ourselves, basically. Okay, so and it's like this is in your fears, so you're a little afraid to kind of look at the things that, you know, but it's never a bad idea. You don't want to get lost in it forever and make it some big dramatic thing or anything like that either, but it's never a bad idea to acknowledge and give recognition to past hurts and past pain. And then, like I said, you know, you see it for what it is, then you have like kind of more power over your individual Ace of Swords and power over it. Okay, well, we were going somewhere. All right, so now we get the Nine of Swords. Oh no, she's so dramatic in this. I love it. All right, so maybe a few dramatics this month, Sagittarius, perhaps. Nine of Swords is a little bit, you know, typically in tarot, it's sort of about sleepless nights, anxiety, you know, like letting things compound, you know, in your head, like one little thing becomes this, and then, and before you know it, you've got this like massive cloud over your head of anxiety darts and things like that. So, but in this one, I feel like it's a little bit more, I mean, it's a little dramatic. I got to tell you, again, I mean, just like she's, oh no. So, oh look, there's the lamp too. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so here's what I see about this then. So what you're afraid of, you can't be afraid of. You have to do this. You have to kind of go in. Well, you don't have to. It's a general reading, right? You don't have to do anything. All right. But this is saying, you know, that you're afraid of looking at the stuff. You're afraid of looking at these things. Well, look at them. You know, look at them so that you get your empowerment. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of like just things compounding and escalating and inward fears and lack of confidence and, you know, all those types of things, because it's like you're starting off here with the wisdom, you know, emerging from the cave, like I said, right? So it's like, then don't forget that lamp, you know, that's being held here. So it's like, or somebody has the lamp for you. All right, they're lighting the lamp for you, and they've given it to you, but you don't see it, you know. And so instead, you just struggle with like sleepless nights and worry and anxiety and like, oh no, and, you know, dramatics and things like that. But the lamp is lit, so, you know, it's there. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so you do have Justice at the bottom of the deck too. So again, could be a Libra, or it's like there's something, you know, that could be coming into a really good balance for you with this Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Aces, right? I mean, that's fantastic. That's about balancing emotional world, material world, all these things, you know. And sure, that can cause some anxieties and things, but, you know, you got to kind of like take that leap of faith and you know, that risk. Got to open up a little bit, you know, towards these things. All right. Or if you're a male, or be the King of Wands, you know, and go get these things. All right. If that's what you're after, then it you know, it requires a certain degree of risk. All right. And if you're a female, I feel that you know, that this to achieve this balance of this beautiful Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles, you got to kind of open up a little bit. All right. So that's what the Hermit is really probably saying over this whole entire read. But let's look at the Nine of Swords. All right. Let's see. Sagittarius. That's right. Sagittarius. Why do we have the Nine of Swords for Sagittarius in November? Give me a little more on the Nine of Swords. Is this passing? Typically, the Nine of Swords is passing energy. It's not like a really strong card. I mean, it can be. We can stay in it forever, but I mean, it's usually fairly common card. Okay, Nine of Swords. I can never tell if they're yelling or if they're happy, my neighbors down below, because their voices are all one speed. Okay, Queen of Swords. All right, Queen of Swords is much more communicative. All right, so okay, so you're gonna get out of this, absolutely. Yeah. Oh wow, beautiful. Yeah, Sagittarius. Oh, you rock. Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. All right, so yeah, Nine of Wands. This could be a person that you're dealing with, possibly, sort of, been through the ringer, not really. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. Okay, so with the Nine of Swords, I'm like, yeah, we'll see where that goes. No, we won't. No, I'm just kidding. Don't see where it goes. Is my advice. Okay, because it's difficult energy to deal with. Okay, so Nine of Swords and Queen of Swords. All right, so Queen of Swords. This is what's to follow. So you might have this sort of dramaticism kind of going on. All right, but it's short lived, and that's what I felt like. It's short lived, so you're going to get through it because you have this wisdom here anyway. With this hermit, that somebody's like guiding you with wisdom or what have you, or it's your own inner guidance, or whatnot. The Queen of Swords is pretty kick ass as far as picking yourself up. Sometimes she can be a little cold, so but that's okay. Sometimes that's necessary, especially, to deal with some of these things that looks like you've dealt with, It's also a card of strategizing. It is also a card of communication, honesty, truth, things like that. And with that too, and she's kind of like, how what do they call that when queens what do they knight people or whatever, they put the sword or whatever. So it's like she's kind of like pointing the sword over here at the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel for a lot of you guys, it's like you guys are so close to having it all is really what I see, because it's like the Eight of Pentacles is here, the Hierophant, and then the World. Okay, so it's like there's a real like subtle spiritual undertone to this reading, I feel. I feel like it's saying, in order to get things, you do have to take risks, okay, with this Fool card. You do have to allow yourself to be both magnetic, but also, wise at the same time. So listen to wisdom, listen to, if there's magnetic people, that you're attracted to, or, your person, this person walks in, because it's a clean slate kind of thing. So this isn't like a past person. So, but I just don't see how you're getting to the Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles like that quick in November. I mean, for some of you, perhaps, maybe it's a reconcile. It could be, and it just feels like a fresh new start. But if that's the case, it's going to take this sort of like bold risk, for somebody, and then somebody's got to listen to their wisdom, so that's what I see is going on here. If you are a female, I feel like now is not the time to be dramatic. All right, that's not that. This now is the time to be very communicative, but not, in a way, a place of truth. Okay. And it's a time to work on yourself and on your spirituality. Absolutely. And because there's a blessing here for you, the Hierophant is, holding out the blessing there, because you've done the inner work. All right, that's what the Eight of Pentacles is about. So point that out. If they've forgotten you up there, point it out. Be like, hello, hot Jesus. I've done the freaking work. So give me that new cycle. That beautiful World card. So it's a really, really powerful reading. It's a very nice reading. There's a lot of things ahead for you, I feel, Sagittarius. I don't think all this is going down in November. All right, maybe. For some of you, it could. I mean, it's very possible. Depends, on your planetary alignments and things like that. Maybe you got some good things coming in. But I think it's really down to this, that you've made a choice. All right. You've made a choice to move forward towards these things. All right. And I think as long as you're not afraid to go inside and kind of see things, see those truths and see those even the not so pretty truths and things like that. I think you have something amazing waiting for you. These are absolutely stunning cards. That I'm not just saying that. I mean, if you're new here, you can go back and watch some of my other. I never say, well, maybe occasionally if there has been, but these are very, very good cards. All right, I mean, insanely good cards. So, okay, so let's see, where are we at? Love cards. Let's get your general messages, keywords, and then we'll do some like romancy things. All right, there we go. All right, so any other general keywords for Sagittarius, please? So just stay committed to your work, I feel, and that by work, I mean like your any types, your physical work that you do in the world, for money, things like that, stay committed. Your inward work, stay committed. Be open and more vulnerable when it comes to relationships, stay committed. That doesn't mean like committed, you know what I mean? I mean, of course you should, if you're in a relationship, you should stay committed, but you know what I mean. Just stay committed to opening yourself up, taking risks, things like that, and just making your choice to go towards the things you want. All right. General keywords for Sagittarius in November, please. Anything significance here for, okay. Okay, solitude, sexual attraction, woman of the world, new beginnings. Okay, ooh, the stranger. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Vulnerable. Okay. So let's see. So you have solitude. All right, and I feel like that's the Hermit card. Okay. So think about some things, like really think about some things, this month, obviously. But not forever. The Hermit comes out of the cave and then makes that choice, remember? So it's like, but spend some time by yourself. Spend some time by yourself, clear your head. If it's a fishing trip, that'll do it. Go for it. Whatever it is that, your special place that you can go, just spend some time by yourself so that you can kind of clear your mind, I feel. So sexual attraction and woman of the world and new beginnings and the stranger. All right. Let's see. So if you are a female, I feel like a lot of things are coming in for you right now. So, and you got different things. The stranger. Let's put a card on that. I don't know. I can't tell what if the sexual attraction and then stranger. Okay, so I mean, I feel like you have new things coming in. Oh yeah, duh. You have the King of Wands, right? So it's like that's like total sexual attraction card because it's like fire, it's passion, things like that. So so if you are a male, there could be like a fairly, significant woman that pops in, right, in this month. If you are into females, all right, so I shouldn't just classify it to males, right? So if you're into females, I feel that there could be like a sexual attraction with like some female this month. She might do well for herself. She looks pretty, fancy, right? Okay. So, maybe she does well for herself, has good money, things like that. All right. So there could be a new beginning with that person. All right. If you are a female, regardless of what gender you are into, I do feel like there is definitely like some sort of something's got your attention here with the section, because it's like she's looking at it, at the sexual attraction card. So something's grabbing your attention. But you have new beginnings and the stranger, and I'm not sure if like that's the same situation. I'm trying to remember what the characters you had in your read. You had King of Wands, you had Hermit. Okay, so I mean, there's possibly two different situations here. That could be two. There could be, because you have the Fool card too, which is a 0. That's like something new. So there could be like a stranger coming in, that's like, different or what have you. Let me get your love cards. Let's do that. That'll help clear things up. You also have diligence. All right, that was another card that came out. So, and in the card, the person is panning for gold. So it's like, just stay very diligent towards your goals, whatever goals you have, because panning for gold is like, you got to do it for a long time before you actually find gold, right? So it's like, just keep being diligent about that. All right, whatever it is that your gold represents, like just keep doing it. Keep doing it. It will pay off. All right. So love cards to round this off for Sagittarius. Love, divine, romance, angel card things. Yes. Okay. For Sagittarius in November. Okay. There we go. All right. So you have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So that was that Three of Swords that we saw, but it was showing in the recent past. So for some of you, maybe that hasn't happened yet, and it could happen. But again, I didn't see tears. I didn't see breakdowns. I didn't see Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, stuff like that. So it's probably something that you're naturally expecting anyway, or are already prepared for if it hasn't already happened. Okay. Yeah, you have very soon clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you now. Calling in your soulmate. You have the it's time to disconnect from the world. To me, a lot of times, you know, there's two people, they're disconnected from the world. They're just spending time together, you know? So it's like, because a lot of times when I see this, I think, oh, retreat, like retreat from the person. I think it's more about like going to a retreat with someone. Now, somebody may be married because it kind of looks like a wedding dress. So just saying. All right. But, you know, if that's the case, you know, maybe you guys get some time to yourselves, to everybody, you know, each his own, and you have some time alone together at some place. And then you have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay. So, and then this one's always a very good card. All right. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it can come to you. Because if we're not super clear with things, you have flirt at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay. So, because a lot of times, you know, if we don't really we're not clear with the universe about what we're looking for or what have you, they're just going to throw all kinds of stuff in your path. And then, it's kind of like that's not too horrible, is it? I was going to say, it's kind of like a free for all. All right. As if that were a bad thing. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you get what I'm saying, right? All right. So, okay, Sagittarius. So, again, have a fantastic, happy birthday if it is, and fantastic November. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oops. There it is. Nope.